Treasury issued a circular that they were onboarding counties to a nationwide system of revenue collection, and thus advised the counties not to procure a new system. So during this period, we dropped a bit within that sector, Chair.
So the system should then affect all the revenue streams rather than one.
You know, Chair, we designate people to do collections in one point or the other one. And I must admit, we had a problem as a county at that point of time.
So that one has explained parking fees or market fees?
But market fees, I indicated that we shifted from there. There's a new market that we are almost done with it. And when we shifted traders from there, we had lesser traders operating within that site. And also, we banned hawking in town from specific hours until evening. And it also affected on the collection at that particular time.
Advertising?
Advertising, Chair, now the problem is that adverts, you don't control who want to advertise at that point of time. So probably that particular year, we didn't have a lot of people who wanted to advertise.
A 50% drop in an economy that is growing?
Chair, is relative. Even today, I'm not seeing a lot of adverts. But honestly...
No, Governor.
Yeah.
Where is the accountant who signed these things off? You are giving us political responses. We want responses that are economic.
So let me ask Koros to respond.
And make sense. Because you can't tell me you collected 9 million less because of the economy.
Let me ask Koros to...
Everything else will have dropped by 50%.
Honorable Chair.
What is the reason why you collected 9 million less in advertising?
Chair, let me...
50% less than prior.
Let me ask the Director of Revenue to respond to that, Chair.
And please give us a better reason rather than, the economy.
Thank you, Chair. I think main reasons why we...
What do you think? You are sure?
Okay. What contributed to this drop is you see now there is a dynamic in the advertisement where the providers are shifted to online. And even if you see the billboards which we used to have in 22-23, some were empty during 23-24. And we took also advantage of the campaign period in 22-23, where people who were contesting were supposed to be paying for the display of portraits and the rest. So that one also overstated the collection of 22-23. Thank you.
So if you are to compare advertising revenue of 19 million with prior year, which was not an election year, we should see a difference.
Yes, there was an improvement in 22-23 contributed to that activities.
Okay.
Chair, let me take his political response. I think in that year under review, we had national celebrations in Kericho. Didn't we have that?
Yeah, during that year, yes, indeed, we had national celebration. All the space was taken by the county government, and pictures of all the governors, pictures of the president and portraits were coming all over.
So hold on, Governor. Then that is where the problem is. Instead of telling us this business is low, it is him who made business to go low by putting pictures of governors. Why would a governor from Isiolo want to be seen in Kericho?
That was just 1 week.
Then it affected your revenue.
But why should that be free?
I don't know.
Anyway,
it was just marketing the event.
Secondly, Chair, just clarity from the Governor. Governor, you have said you have digitized all revenue streams. Mm-hmm. But in this year under review, you had moved back to manual revenue system.
That is 2023. That is the time.
We are in this year 23-24.
That is when the contract had elapsed.
So what happened? What is the story behind it? Why would you go manual, then digital, manual, then
Senator
manual?
Cherargei, that's an important question. Allow us to ask it at the end. Okay. Let them give us their stories line by line, because there are about 7 streams where there was a drop. Fine. So you are saying advertising, economy, nini. Public health service fee dropped by 3 million. What is the explanation?
Let me still ask the director to respond to that.
Thank you. When we resorted to manual, some collection is done at the facilities hospital. So some of the collection was deposited to hospital collection account, and it was reported under F5. Thank you.
Can you provide evidence to that effect?
Yes, we can support.
We will not allow stories here.
Yes, we can
It's
support.
one story after the other. Let's have the catalogue of stories first. Physical planning and development dropped by 6 million.
Chair, you need to weigh, now they are giving political answers. Because at that time, the F5 Act was still being considered. We are discussing about the year under review, not now.
You see, what he's saying, it's just that he's trying to sanitize it, is a violation of the Act. Because he says that when they went manual, the collections were being done at the facilities and done under FF. That is collection and utilization at source.
Correct.
Which is a violation of the PFM. I just want them to put all the excuses on the table. Then now we deal with them. Physical planning and development from 7.7 million to 1.5 million. 6 million drop. What is the story here?
Let me still ask the director to respond.
Thank you, Chair. What happened? We treat our fiscal planning as part of permit issue, that is licensing. So part of what was collected under fiscal planning was reported under business permits. That is why you see the business permit will move from 65 million to 161. So the ballooning was also part of...
You want to tell me that the 100 million growth under business permits ought to have been fiscal planning and development levies?
Part of it is fiscal.
My friend, are you an accountant?
Yes.
Are you a member of the institute?
Yes.
What is your ISPAC number?
18698.
Please take note, our liaison from ISPAC, because these are the people who need to be put under the radar. Accounting is not about stories. If you say that we collected this under this stream in the prior year and reported it in another stream, you must demonstrate. And you must provide that amount. So, please, again, you collected 7.7 million as fiscal planning and development. The subsequent year, you collected 1.5 million. What is the explanation?
I'll have to refer to the notes.
Because it means that you collected and pocketed when you went manual. That can be the only logical conclusion. Now let's go to administration control fees and charges. You collected 13.4 million, and then subsequent year, 5.5 million. 8 million less. Do we have an explanation that is quantitative, not qualitative?
No.
You have no explanation?
Now, I think the same case which applied to fiscal planning did happen also for administration. It's reported under business permit, because when we were issuing invoices, we bundled them, all the streams, like one invoice where you find...
When you do this table, aren't you comparing like for like?
No, we transitioned. Initially, we were using the system. So when we went for manual, we were issuing an invoice with several streams of revenue at a go. So when the client pays, they pay as a unified amount, and we did report them as permits.
Is there any other excuse that you have not used in the book?
Chair, while on that, you remember when Nairobi City County appeared on this matter, and Mwaruma was there, and I think a number of us, he was arguing on the basis of unified payment on the permit. That one was well disclosed and like this. Even if this was an error, was it corrected in the subsequent financial year? That should
now,
be another...
the final one that you need to explain, then we open it up. Your hospital revenue dropped from 219 million to 181 million. 219 million to 181 million. That is almost 40 million. That is not 8. Because the thing that makes you look like you did well was NHIF rebates of 290 million. In the actual sense, your hospital revenue dropped by 40 million. What is the story?
Chair, I must admit that looking into all these things put together, like I indicated, this was a very difficult year of my
No, Governor, specific to hospitals.
the hospitals.
You know, you are giving a global view. We want the specific explanation, stream by stream.
I don't know if Dr. Chiruyat is here. For hospitals. Dr. Kwame is here, he can explain to us.
Is he a designated collector of revenue?
No, he's the CC in charge.
Yeah, these are answers that should come from either collectors or receivers of revenue.
So we still go back to the director of...
Yeah, because you said your receiver of revenue is not here.
yeah.
So the director of revenue should tell us. Because the CC will give us policy stories. You'll start talking of SHA and all those kind of things.
You'll say that they had worked so well on preventive health.
Yes.
They had sensitized people to wash hands before they eat, and so few people are going to the hospital.
Director, please.
Director?
Thank you. I love to check from the schedule what really happened in comparative basis, because
Were you involved in preparation of these ROR statements?
no, I was given a schedule from the hospital to include in a report.
You don't ask questions from the hospitals? Why the revenue is dropping by 40 million? The same way, you have given a very lousy explanation on the hospital fee. No, not hospital fee. Public health service fee. You have given some explanation that was so flimsy that I can't remember. Honorable members, that's so.
Why can't you have a test of what the CC can say on this one? Because he's the one who is in hospital.
Okay. CC Health.
Chairman and honorable members, the difference in the revenue collection for hospitals is mainly due to waivers that we gave to patients who are unable to pay their hospital bills.
How much was it?
I think it was around 40 million.
Is there a schedule?
I can check with my CEO.
Where did the authority come for waivers? Because in terms of revenue,
Yes.
the procedure for waivers is spelled out in law.
Yes, we normally get in touch with the CC Finance to approve.
Were there approvals?
I'll need to confirm that with
Then don't tell us something that is not confirmed, please.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What happened in this particular year for you to give very many waivers? Is it the heart of the governor had changed and some maybe said, just give those waivers, or what happened?
Usually
So much so that you lose 40 million.
Actually, 40 million is a small figure, considering, because usually we work with a figure of
My friend, 40 million is what was collected as parking, what was collected from women in the market, what was collected from sales. Don't call it small. Maybe it's small in your world.
I'm well guided.
Not small in my world, you and the governors, those of us who drive premiums.
Well guided, Chairman.
No, I think we have a problem. And Governor, the reason why we took this approach is for you to see that there is a problem.
I appreciate
Do not
you.
be given headline figures,
Yeah.
and then you start feeling good about yourself.
I appreciate you.
There is a problem.
I
We
appreciate
have 7, 8 revenue streams underperforming.
Yes, yes.
Chances are people are collecting and pocketing.
I agree, Chair.
Honorable members, we open it up.
There's explanation on drop on parking. Because the economy shows that more people are buying vehicles. So I expect the number of vehicles in Kericho to grow. So what is the explanation?
Chair, I'd given my, because I'm not an expert, but I say that was a difficult year. Because one, we didn't have a digital revenue collection system.
So the money was stolen.
I can't say because I don't have evidence of the same.
Because you cannot tell us that there was a drop in the number of vehicles that park in Kericho.
So
I don't know, Senator Cheriot, you are my neighbor. I travel to Kericho occasionally.
I don't need to inform you anything about Kericho. You know it very well.
Yes. So I think, let's be candid, there must be a cartel of people collecting that money, but doesn't reach the account of the county government of Kericho.
Yeah, Chair, Honorable Chair, Senior Council has indicated, because I'm under oath, I've said that that was a difficult moment. for the county. But we have worked on several measures that have seen the revenue kept improving even along those streams after that year of review. And I think my senator also had indicated that even in Kericho, it was one of the matters he was very concerned about, digitalization of the revenue, and we moved ahead to have one of the best digital revenue collection system, which has seen even our revenue coming up.
Honorable Leader?
Yeah, this is it's a very serious issue because it concerns something that unfortunately I had to speak publicly about. And in my oversight practice, you know, senators do oversight differently. I, for example, cannot do it Gerard Guest style. It's his way of doing. I prefer a different style. But on this one, I had to borrow Gerard Guest style of doing, which is you voice it publicly that there is a problem, that there was a problem with revenue. And it didn't come from me. It came from members of the public, that there were people in the county who are pocketing revenue. That's a plain sight of it. And that is why the figures bear it out. That when you see a drop as high as 50%, no science can explain it. It can only be explained by logic that that money came in, it just went to the wrong pocket. That's the only logical explanation. So let's not try to find any other story about it. The truth of the matter is that at this particular time, you can see line item by line item. What is of concern to me is as these figures kept on going down, because you know how you do, like KRA does, for example, they release quarterly reports. And that's how they're able to track and say, how comes the line for excise duty is not ticking in comparison to the other years? Then they say, let's focus here, there is a problem. I believe the proper corrective measure should have been, even when you're manual, you should have noticed early and said, we are in the third quarter, yet we have collected 20 or 30% of what we normally collect in vehicle parking fees, so that you focus there administratively and say, even if our system has failed, let's see who are the people that are collecting this parking fee and where is that money going. The fact that that wasn't done leaves a very sad picture, because that's not what is expected of us. I hear now, Governor, you say there is an online system that has been collected. It would be important, perhaps, for the comfort of the committee and for the people of Kericho to confirm whether now, at least, if we were to do this, a third column now, this is 22-23 in comparison to 23-24. If we were to do 24-25 in comparison to 23-24, the financial year that ended about, it's now almost 4 or 5 months.
Yes.
So meaning that even the audit process has begun. Is there any indication to show that at least there is no drop in any of the columns?
In fact, in terms of comparison, we cannot compare where we had no system with where we have a system. It should be 23-24 and 24-25. No, 25-26. No, 23-24 and 24-25. Yes, and 24-25. Yeah, 22-23 and 22, where there are systems. Otherwise, if we compare where we have no system, that is 24-25, and the other one, then it will not.
Like Senator Lelegwe, then we come to Senator Chirag.
Chair, the governor has indicated, the director has indicated drop of several revenue streams to issuance of single permit to pair of several streams of revenue listed in the invoice. Maybe if the governor or the director can give us this invoice so that we can see those streams that are contained in the stream, which will account for the decrease of the individual streams and the increase of the single permit business permits. So I don't know if they have the invoice here. That will clearly indicate.
So let me ask CC to say something.
Please be brief in your responses, because
I saw that
I would have been happy
global.
that to be done by 6:30, the time the House usually rises. Yes. Senator Chirag.
Chair, and that is why the issue of manual was coming in. So I have had two excuses by the governor, 2 reasons. One, he is saying he had difficult period. He has not told us what was happening. Number 2, after experiencing difficult period, are there corrective measures he has put in place? And therefore, I agree with senior counsel that there was a cartel. And that is why they terminated digitization of revenue to go to manual. Because when you stealing by manual is easier because you surrender manually. You cannot trace. So could it be, and Governor, as part of duty of care as the CEO, you knew very well that the contract was coming to an end for digitized revenue collection. Then you allow it to lapse. Then you go to manual. Then at least it comes back to you and the buck stops with you.
Chair, let me explain that one briefly, Chair. I indicated from the onset that at the time, and why, so that I'm not misconstrued that it was difficult as in running the year, is that on matters digitalization, the system lapsed. We prepared to raise an advert. Treasury, then within the same period, issued out a circular to county governments advising them that they are rolling out a unified revenue system for all the 47 counties. And out of that advisory as COG then, we were advised not to tender, and we stopped the process, awaiting the system from Treasury.
Chair.
Yes, go ahead, Senator Dul.
I think that process didn't pick off. Governor, we have actually other governors who have appeared before this committee. And the reason they are saying they have actually stopped the issue of national is because of the advice by Treasury that it's not going to pick off. And number two, you people as governors actually rejected the centralized system of revenue collection. So you cannot tell us, Governor, it's because of the advice of national government we've stopped actually contracting for automation of your revenue. That's not true.
Honorable Chair, I was cut short before I finish.
No, I get the perceptions from the members, and I also hear you. In your explanation, part of your explanation is that there was an eclipse during that period where you are transitioning. An eclipse where things were done manually.
Yes.
And in that eclipse, it is possible that bad things could have happened.
Yes, that is why I explained the difficulty of that moment, because there was that short lapse before we had another digitalized system.
Yeah, so there is that. Your officer has also given 4 or 5 different explanations for drop in revenue streams. The general conclusion is that this committee does not feel satisfied. Number one, that revenue that is being collected is being reported. Number two, that Kericho's revenue potential is being pursued aggressively, because I fail to agree that Kericho's gross county product is bigger than Homa Bay's. We are neighbors, but I accept that you are richer. You're a richer neighbor than we are. And yet, when you look at our collection, it is $1 billion plus. When you look at your collection, without the NHIF rebate, it is 500 million. There is a problem, and what the advice we want to give you, because we are going to write our report, but you as a governor, the fact that we are going stream by stream, and you don't seem to have the explanations, means that your officers are not updating you, and you are not asking them. You are not keeping them on track. What your neighboring governor has done is to have revenue roundtables on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis, where all the collectors of revenue report on a round table that in my area, this stream, this is the performance, quarter by quarter or month by month. I think that's what Senator Cheriot was also advising. So there's still much more to be done. Even if you automate and you have thieves around, they will still find ways of stealing.
Correct.
So, Auditor General, I know this is a matter that we would want to have a very, very comprehensive report on in the 2024-25 cycle. But EACC, is it possible to find out whether some of these reasons, excuses that are being given are valid? Because as a committee, we are seeing that there could have been collection and not reporting. And that is theft. There is that case there's that one case that has been dealt with, but there could be others. How do we ensure that we provide that assurance to the market woman that whatever she pays gets to the coffers and can come back to build a market? Senator Morgan.
I wanted to say that we have been told administrative action have been taken, but we have not seen action against those who are criminally culpable. So maybe that's where EACC should come in for deterrence. You know, if you just steal money that is collected on behalf of the over county and you are dismissed and you go scot-free, what will prevent another employee from hatching another scheme to also collect and disappear?
EACC?
Yes, Chair. As part of the interventions from EACC in our systems audit review of processes of counties, one of the recommendations that we make for sustainable collection of revenue, Chair, is automation of the services so that you can be able to track any amount that is paid both by the customer, the person who's paying, and by the county government themselves, Chair. So the EACC can also take part in doing this. We can do it in conjunction with their auditors or even on our own. Just have a systems review of how the county runs and make recommendations as we have done in other counties, Chair.
Have you done your risk assessment?
Sure.
Yes.
Sorry, I believe Patricia can do better than this. And I say that because I know the institution you work for, and I know you also, that you are a very thorough person. You're being asked a specific question, that an officer of Kericho County opened a pay bill registered to their name and collected public resources. What has been done specifically by EACC about that particular officer? The county has done the much they could, which is to fire him. But for you as a constitutionally mandated body that sets the standards on ethical practices by public officers in the country, this is something that you should have taken up at least for deterrence, just like Senator Mogeni is saying, so that others who may try to do such things will know that the law will catch up with you and you'll go to jail. Surely, Patricia, you cannot give us policy on that one. Give us a
Chair,
commitment on that specific
I think I was responding on the more general question that had been on the proposal by the chair. On the issue for the subject or the one that had been proposed for investigation by DCI, I think the proposal of the committee was that we get a status update on what has been done, because the initial recommendation was for investigation by the DCI. In the event that there's no progress that has been made on that front, we will take it up, as I had earlier indicated to the committee, for certain.
As we recommend for you to investigate.
No, they must not.
Suo
Yes, we can do it suo moto. We have other matters that are under investigation in Kericho County, Chair, that are active. This one can also be one
Maybe
of
you
them.
can give a commitment that you'll take this up for the comfort of the committee.
Nothing prevents you from
Yes,
taking
yes.
this one up.
We will take this one up, Chair.
Thank you.
And
Chair, maybe just on exit, and I know Patricia was my classmate and she's brilliant at it, and I have no doubt.
Order, members.
Secondly, I wanted to recommend.
Let me make this very clear. Yes, there is Patricia, the person, and there is the institution she represents. So let's make reference.
No, Patricia, the person.
Let's make reference to the institution. The person, I can see Cherarke and Cheriota fighting over who knows the other better.
For the record, Chair, I don't know where they met with Cherarge. For me, it was Christian Union. So you can see.
Chair, where I met Patricia was when we were praying over lunchtime at Christian Union prayers in Annex School of Law.
Lunchtime prayers.
It's a public place.
We know what Indians do at lunchtime.
So, Chair, let me recommend on the issue of revenue audit. The OAG told us, and I think Muriuki is here, that they are doing system audit. Since this integrity of revenue system of Kericho lacks integrity, would it be in order to recommend to OAG to do system audit of the revenue? Because there is inconsistency in terms of the integrity of the revenue process. Maybe the system audit can be done so that the OAG can give us.
Okay, OAG, then
we've
find
already
a way
done
of,
it.
Yeah.
Maybe you can only wait for our report.
Okay, so something is coming up.
Yeah.
So I think, Governor, In closing, because this is really important to the people of Kericho, issues of on-source revenue are dear to the hearts of people. It's money from the market woman. It's that crumpled 50-bob note. And if there's doubt around it, it even affects you. What do you say to the people of Kericho?
Chair, to the people of Kericho and this committee, Chair, this is that is why I say yes, we have had our share of flaws. But I'm also a broad governor. When I took over this county, the highest revenue which was ever collected from devolution was 422 million. In the year 22-23, I took revenue to 501 million. In the year 2023-24, I took revenue to 834,758,771. In the year 24-25, I have hit a mark of 1,072 million. So in all fairness, we have flaws, even as leaders, everybody, but hitting a billion from what was really 300 million.
Is it mostly on hospital?
Even your account, you also combine revenue of hospitals and others. That's why
asking,
budget
that is not
can you address the chair?
Address the chair.
There are questions which order governor.
Yeah, I'm asking a very normal question anybody would ask. Is this part of hospital revenue? Or is it outside revenue?
You see, the opportunity I gave you, Governor, was not to make a political statement. The opportunity was, from this conversation, it has emerged that revenue is dropping for various reasons. And I just thought that we needed to give the people of Kericho an assurance that their money has not been stolen. But you have gone into a campaign promise spree. So if you cannot provide that assurance that their money is safe, then we can conclude their money is not safe, then we move on.
Thank you, Chair. Like I said, as we do budget estimates, all the revenue streams are placed together in the budget estimates, and we put them together in on-source revenue as one collective pot of revenue. However, Chairman, I want to commit that in those particular streams that we have witnessed a decline, I commit to the people of Kericho that we will be seeing an upward trajectory of the same, and we'll be able to optimize fully what we have equally received. And thank you for the guidance. And also, I've learned one lesson from you today, Chair, which I'll implement from your county, because the work of Senate also is to protect evolution while at the same time share best practices. And what I've taken home today is that Governor Wanga have roundtable meetings just for revenue. And I think, Chair, that one for me is something very strong that I'll also go and implement. And
I wish you would have said that anyone caught stealing revenue will be dealt with.
Yes. Just like we dismissed one already, we have already dismissed one as an example. Mr. Chesime who stole revenue, we dismissed him immediately, and we are waiting for DCIE to prosecute him. And it's also my warning here, because, you know, government is a very large system and organ. And we want to appeal to all the officers, not only Kericho County government, even the national government, that be satisfied and contented with your salary. Because when you are found by the law, you won't escape it.
Okay, members, in the time remaining, allow us, order members.
On the issue of revenue.
We have 3 substantive issues that we must deal with.
Yes.
Pending bills, flagship projects, and this issue of reallocation of development to recurrent. Yeah. Honorable members, we have whipped the revenue horse properly.
Can I recommend
Can we go to the others?
Maybe you didn't get what you were saying.
Yes.
In fact, which we advised Nairobi was to have revenue boards where the authority is created to run in terms of management. It's not round table discussion under Chai and Mandazi. And secondly, it is important that as the governor talks about rising revenue, it is worrying when 80% of that revenue comes from the hospital. It means people are getting more sick, which is not good.
I think we have made those observations. Let's go to pending bills. No. I am not reopening that conversation unless you want us to be here up to 8 o'clock. On pending bills, because there's a relationship between your OSR and pending bills. Without going to the 4 or 5 pages before us here, could you tell us, Governor, at the moment, how much do you owe contractors and suppliers in Kericho? Just give us a headline a headline figure, and if the number is high, the strategies you're putting in place to ensure that suppliers are paid. I know that there are many accounting issues in this report on pending bills, but let's first deal with the headline. In fact, it would be easy because you are just, right now you're in the process of doing the 24-25 audit. So then your CEC should be familiar with those numbers.
Thank you, Chair. We have a pending application of 631 million. And 631 million, but also,
sorry, 6 or 7?
631 million.
631 million.
And then we have also some of the pending bills that has been ongoing verifications. So in total, because there's a committee working on verification now, is a total of 1.4 billion.
1.4 billion?
Yes.
So what's the difference between 631 and 1.4? That 800 million?
That's around 800 million.
So this 800 million is being verified?
It transists from the previous years, not this time, because contractors comes and say, 2016 I did this job, I wasn't paid, or there was no documentations.
So this is debt that could be 3 years old?
Yeah. So we have put together 3, 4, 5 to 7 years old.
So this 3-year-old debt of 800, why is it taking 3 years to confirm whether it's payable or not?
Chairman, we've been able to make payments, but the process, because when a contractor comes and say, I did this job, and when I did this job the year 2017, there is no documentations. So it calls in then to visit the site, see if the work was really done or not. But for the huge number that were presented to us, we've been able to pay, Honorable Chairman.
So you see, this is why you decided to be governor, and Aaron decided to be a senator, so that you're a CEO who can make the hard decisions.
Yeah.
You have 800 million worth of bills, which you cannot confirm whether the work was done. Are you going to keep it there as a liability forever?
No, Chair. That is why, Chairman, last week in cabinet meeting, I directed, we have recruited a new internal audit team, a very efficient professionals, and the committee. And so I instructed and directed them to use 2 weeks to verify, because we don't want a supplier.
That's an ad hoc committee?
Yes.
It's not an external...
Not an external committee. This is an internal committee.
Internal ad hoc committee?
Yes. To do the proper verification on documentations, visit sites, then provide this work, because we don't want also a contractor to suffer. Because if, for example, 2017, by word of mouth, a contractor was asked to go and do work, then he invests this money in that specific work, it would be wrong for us as a government to punish that particular contractor. And so what we'll be doing is to do proper verifications, then we continue with the payment process.
I know our recommendation was for you to come up with a payment plan, which was supposed to be filed with the controller of budget, because that was a resolution of the House. I think you remember the Ledama motion.
Yeah, we have done the report and the aging analysis of it.
I think the finance committee, you sit in finance? Who sits in finance and budget? I know finance and budget has been doing some interrogations and some follow-ups on counties. So for me, and the Senator Cheriot will weigh in on this, for me, having 800 million or 10% of your annual budget as debt older than 3 years is not right, because it might be taken as politicization of that process, that these were service providers of the past government, and so we are not going to pay them. And it is only service providers contracted by us that is going to be paid. I think this is a matter that requires urgency, and it's a matter that is affecting our region. Sometimes you don't see cash flow because people who do jobs in county governments are not getting paid.
I agree, Chair.
So the economy looks like it is stagnating.
I agree, Chair.
I don't know, Senator, because in my county, service providers have petitioned the Senate, and so there's some formal inquiry going on. I don't know whether this is a very big problem in Kericho.
Yeah, it's quite a problem. I am comfortable with the route that the executive has taken. The only problem I have is governor hasn't indicated a timeline, because we need to bring this matter to a closure.
Yeah.
We've had this problem for far too long.
Yeah.
Some of these people most of them actually are young people, people who are trying out business for the first time. And the bigger problem which I see, not just in Kericho, but in many of our county governments, and which is something that I'd wish we'd find a way of addressing, is that nobody today, and I say this a lot of times on the floor of the House,